It is with a heavy heart that we bid farewell to the late Mr Othman Wok. He was one of our founding fathers, independent Singapore's first Malay minister, and one of our greatest champions of multiracialism. On behalf of my brothers and sisters in the labour movement, I would like to extend my deepest condolences to the family of Mr Othman Wok. Many of you may know Mr Othman as one of our early political stalwarts. Less known is his role as a unionist in pre-independent Singapore. Mr Othman firmly believed in the power of unions, the fact that workers would have the right to determine their own working conditions. His fellow unionists felt that he would fight for them as a representative and leader. They elected him as Honorary Secretary of the Singapore Printing Employees Union in 1951. He did not disappoint and served with distinction and pride. In 1953, he represented Malaya Publishing House, workers in a wage dispute. He fought hard and won them better terms. Just a few months later, he became involved in the dispute between Straits Times Press Limited workers and the company's management. The dispute eventually escalated into an illegal strike in February 1954, which was unsuccessful. This was when Mr Othman and the late Mr. Lee Kuan Yew were brought closer together. Though the two had been introduced almost 2 years earlier, when Mr. Lee became Utusan Melayu's legal advisor. At that time, Utusan was led by Mr. Yusof Ishak, who later became our first president. Mr. Othman himself rose to become the paper's deputy editor. The friendship between Mr. Lee and Mr. Othman grew over the years. When Mr. Lee set up the People's Action Party in 1954, he invited Mr. Othman to join the party. Mr. Othman accepted, and the rest, as they say, is history. Mr. Othman remained an inspiring figure even after he retired. He sat on the boards of several corporations and statutory boards, such as the Singapore Tourist Promotion Board. He also continued to contribute to the PAP, adopting a mentoring role towards younger activists. I had the pleasure of interacting with him on several occasions through Young PAP and other party events. He would come down to engage with young party activists at dialogues and events. I remember him as always being open and forthcoming as he shared his experiences and the challenges early PAP leaders faced. He would often remind us of the importance of upholding the party's core values and contributing to the good leadership in the country. It was both inspiring and humbling to be able to listen to and spend time with him. I'm sure that I was not alone in my sentiments. Today, we remember Mr. Othman for his commitment to our country. He was part of a leadership team that took us through the merger with and separation from Malaysia. The Singapore we see today is shaped by the words and actions of Mr. Othman and his fellow comrades. Together, they made their vision of an independent, multiracial, and multi-religious Singapore possible. We share our grief with Mr. Othman's family, but also their pride in the man and the leader. He may not be with us any longer, but we have his legacy, a multi-racial Singapore, one that we will always continue to cherish. His passing is a loss to all of us, but his contributions we shall always cherish and remember. On behalf of NTUC and the labour movement, I extend my deepest condolences to Mr. Othman's family.